Alright guys, so stave B was the most popular choice. So it kind of looks like it's already down to a ring, but I'm going to go ahead. Well, there's a little bit of the sapwood showing there. But anyway, I think I'm going to go ahead and take it down to this ring here. And I'm all for it today, so might as well try to get some of this done. I thought I was going to be able to start on this in 2 weeks, but anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing chased down to a ring. And then once I do that, we'll discuss what style of bow we want to see this turned into. So it's got some beautiful rings on it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for participating in the community bow build, and I'm happy that I can bring you guys along and share my passion with you. And anyway, we'll take a look at the other end here. But again, that's some beautiful growth rings. It's going to be a really nice bow. I don't have much experience working with black locust, but anyway, I'm excited to figure it out and make a really nice bow out of it. I basically got this entire piece chased down to one ring. You can see some of that early growth in the sun. There's my son. Can Daddy see underneath you, buddy? I'm trying to show everybody what's underneath you. Can you stand up real quick? Go stand on this side. Can you stand up? Just gonna pretend like you don't hear me. All right, thank you. All right, so I got it outlined, but this outer side is the same ring that I've been chasing here, and there's a ring on top, and then there's a little tiny bit of that sapwood on that. So anyway, the back is looking really nice, and real happy with this piece. It's got some knots in it, some pin knots, nothing crazy. There's one here, one on our edge here, another one on our edge. There's a tiny one there, and we got a little cluster of them here. Another set here, and then there's another one right under my son where he's sitting. There's plenty of material thickness wise, and I'd say it's probably about 1 3/4 inches or so wide, just about the entire length except for on the bottom or top, whatever you want to call it. It looks like it was sawn out. And anyway, so it's narrow there, but I like my tips narrow anyway, so I think we can still get a really nice bow. The rings on this thing, like I said earlier, they're beautiful. You really can't get much better than that. Son, you're pretty heavy. But yeah, so those are the growth rings. Anyway. Ended up getting this thing roughly roughed out, I should say. And I got a good bit of the thickness removed. Got some material removed in the handle section. Got it whittled down a little bit. And there's still plenty of material on this piece. This is my thinnest side here. But, or my thinner tip, I should say. But yeah, there's still plenty of meat there. And I'll most likely change the way that kind of looks in the handle later on, but we'll see how this one turns out. It's black locust. It's a really nice piece of wood. It's got a little deflex on this limb, and I'll probably end up putting this on some kind of form or something and heat treating the belly. All right. Starting to look more like a bow. It's coming together. It's a wood that I feel like is kind of similar to Osage. So I basically did most of all this work with a hatchet. And it takes a lot longer using a hatchet, but it's also really nice. It's a good feeling working with hand tools on these kind of projects. And anyway, like I said earlier, I won't be cutting any shelves or anything like that into this bow. I did use a draw knife on the sides to clean everything up, but everything else I just went ahead and used the hatchet, and just got everything roughed out. Got the handle section roughed out, and there's still plenty of material on there, so we'll see what kind of poundage we can get from this one. There's a couple of knots on the edge that I need to take into consideration. That one will be gone most likely by the time I'm got the bow tillered, so same with that one. Probably leave that one on there. I think I won't be able to get away with taking that one out, so got a little bit extra material there so I can make sure we don't blow out the side there. But anyway, so it's coming along pretty good. I had to go down a little more there. Unfortunately, I sawed down a little too far. So we'll see. I mean, we might get like a 50-55 pound bow out of this, but I'll try to make it as heavy as possible. I got this thing thinned out a bunch. Still plenty thick. I mean, it's barely bending right now. So got a little deflex in the limb. My handle section is shaped halfway decent and still got a good bit to go. If I can get that thing to focus. Plenty of wood removal still on the handle section. Not sure what my top or bottom limb's gonna be yet. Just kind of working around a little bit of knots. Nothing too crazy. This section is a little different, but working around it. Alright guys, so I went ahead and put this thing on a back set form. and it's got about like maybe an inch to a half inch of backset. I can't really remember, but there was a little bit of a deflex off the handle, so I went ahead and just tried to take that out. And the heat treat on this wasn't meant to be, you know, it's not the final one. I just kind of heated it up real good to get it to take the propeller twist out of the limbs and take the deflex out of the one limb. So anyway, about ready to take the clamps off and see how it looks, and then we'll start putting we'll start actually tillering it. And this one's pretty hard to bend over my knee and tiller. The tips are about as long as my arm span can go, but I'm going to continue to try to tiller it that way because I don't want to have to make a pulley system or anything like that. But anyway, I'll let you guys know how it goes. Alright guys, so I got the bow off the back set for him. As you can see, it's holding a little bit of back set now. Nothing crazy, but I was able to take the deflex and the propeller twist out. So now we can actually start tillering this thing and start shaping it up and getting a low brace height on it, get a string on it. I left my tips extra thick on this one because I do have some knots on the bottom limb that I'm debating on trying to. I got that one here. It's kind of close to the edge there, and you can see it coming out through the back there. And I had another one here which I'm trying to get that out. I'm trying to go just in enough to get the rest of that knot out and then shape it from there. It's going to stop bending around here, so I'm not too terribly concerned about that knot being on the edge, but I left it extra thick because I'm thinking I may potentially be able to go in between both of these knots, take them both out, and have a really fine tip, but have the mass there to give it integrity. And I still am trying to go for a 60-pound bow on this one, 55-60. So we'll see how that turns out. But it's a really clean piece of wood. And anyway, like I said, we'll start getting this thing tillered, and I'll keep you guys updated. We got this bow thinned down a good bit. The limbs are just a little bit wider than the handle section. A couple knots and stuff going on down there. But other than that, still got plenty of thickness on there. I heat treated the belly yesterday a little bit, and that was mainly just during the process of trying to take the deflex out of the limb and take the propeller twist it had in there out. And we actually have a little bit of back set in the piece now. So let me just double check that I didn't do anything. I can see where the teeth marks hit from the rasp hit this, but anyway. That's all gonna get sanded out. Couple knots to work with down here, but plenty of material to thin these guys out. Yeah, so far so good. I reduced the handle to about 1 1/8 inches. Probably leave it around there. I mean, I know I'm gonna have to thin this out more, so this is all gonna change in the handle section soon. But I think we're getting close to getting it floor tillered. It's a hot one today.